Hi, it's Peggy Lee, and I wanted to share with you this morning a real quick Christmas gift idea, last minute item you might need. This could also be an ornament. I have created it as a pin to wear for Christmas Eve service. So I wanted to just share real quick. It's so easy, and it's made with the romance novel line and just an inexpensive snowflake from Walmart. And get a box of them. So we're going to need a snowflake. We're going to need some Prima leaves. We're going to need a Prima flower. This is from the romance novel line. So we're going to need one of those. We're going to need one of these little baubles. I'm just going to set that aside because I don't know what color yet I'm going to use. We're going to need some paper from the romance novel line, and I went ahead and did this ahead of time, but this is one cut at 1.5 inches. Then I took my Martha Stewart doily punch and I did the edges, and then we're going to score it. This one I had scored and had everything done and then decided to do the doily border. It worked. It was a lot harder to do, so we're going to do that step ahead of time. Either need some pins or a hanger if you want to do it as an ornament. And to color our leaves, to get them to be green, because they come as this gold color. We're going to need a couple of these, so let's grab a couple of these. We're going to use what is called Glimmer Mist, and it's the olive vine Glimmer Mist. And we're also going to need the Perfect Pearls Heirloom Gold. And it's really pretty color. And that's it. And a hot glue gun and heat tool. Practically that's all we need. So let's get started. Alright, so what I did is I did it with my Martha Stewart scoreboard. Now, if you don't have a scoreboard, you can do it with a paper trimmer. It's how I've always done it. Now, because I had already punched my scallop doily edge, I am going to turn it so the straight edge is near the top. Okay, I'm just going to take up any old bold folder. This board was given to me, so I don't have the bone folder that comes with the board. So the reason I say that is because this bone folder, it might not fit into the groove up at the top. So this is my trick. Nestle it up to the top of your scoreboard. Pull it down just like 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Then start scoring. And you're going to score 1/4 inch every 1/4 inches. So these are just 1/4 inches, and you're going to go all the way down and go all the way. And so if you lose your place, pull it back up to the top, bring it down 1/8 of an inch, and just start over. It's that simple. I saved this part. I could have done this off camera, but sometimes people like to see exactly how people create. So this was really fun. Actually, I had started making this ornament as an ornament to hang on a present, like a last minute present. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, this would be so pretty as a pin to wear on a jacket. Now, you will get glitter flakes probably after a while. But who doesn't like a little bit of glitter on their clothes? I always have glitter on my clothes. So, quickly do this. And we're going to do this to both pieces of the paper. So what's nice is pulling that 1/8 of an inch down makes me get my bone folder right up in that corner, so I get a good crease. Alright, so that one's all pre-scored. So let's do this one really quick, and then we can move on to our project. Pull it down 1/8 of an inch, and then I usually pull it down and I start and what's nice is these scoreboards, you can it just goes by so much faster. You can do it without a scoreboard. Whoops, shoot, I just made a mistake, just ignore me. You can do it without a scoreboard. You can do it with your paper trimmer and the groove on the groove on your paper trimmer and your bone folder, and that's how I normally make them. But I used this at my friend's house, and then she had gotten a new one, and so she just gave me her old one, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I said, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, I don't need two. Well, now I have one, and oh my word. But to train myself that I have one is the problem, because I'm so used to old school that I still do it by my paper trimmer, and it works. It doesn't go as fast as this does, but it goes. You have to be more careful, I guess, is what I'm with paper trimmer. I have made a lot of mistakes with my paper trimmer, not getting it lined up just right. But I'm not normally a measurer. I like to eyeball everything, so it doesn't bother me. Alright, so we'll put the scoreboard away. So now we're just going to start to fold. So you know the valley fold, and you're just going to fold and press. Fold and press. Now I could have done this off camera and it would have been faster, but it's all good. So if you need, like, say you have a package that you're given to, like, I don't know, a friend or a neighbor, and you want to add a homemade touch to the package, buy a package of these snowflakes from Walmart, and decorate, you know, add a button. I've done button and seam binding. I've done just add some paper with some little, like I've done it on my oop, I think that one, is that one off? I gotta check my score on that one. See, even I can make a mistake. There's that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Keeping it real. Keeping it real is how I like to say it. Alright. Alright, so there's one. So that one's all done. Alright, so let's quickly fold this one. Again, we're going to do valley fold, so fold over, and squeeze. One thing I like about when I do it on the scoreboard or Score Pal is that it gives me a really good crease. So when I do fold it, I get a really good crease. So and adding the doily edge is just going to add a little bit of pretty to your ornament pin. And it's funny, is I'm a big inker, and I did not ink anything on this project. And this paper line is romance novel, and it's a Prima paper line. It's Marion Smith through Prima. It's her last release. Alright, so now this is 12 inches. Now to get this to fit onto this ornament, now this, because it's 12 inches, would have been huge. Well, I wanted to see the snowflakes, so what I did is I just took my scissors and I lined up the edges and I cut off about, I would say about 4 pieces. I just snip it off. And then I come over here and I snipped off about 4. Alright. And so we're going to take some tape. You can do red line tape. You can do hot glue. I'm doing score tape because that's what I have. And I'm going to just stick some in on both sides of the 2 grooves. Oops. And sometimes you have to peel one side off and then put the next piece down. And then reinforce your folds, and then you're going to take and you're just going to do I want that to sit. Okay, you're going to take and you're going to do just like that. You're going to glue the valley and fold in there like that. Sometimes you have to push, and I didn't line up very well, so I'm just going to snip that off. And then reinforce your folds. Alright, so now we're going to take another piece of score tape, 2 more pieces of score tape. Alright, hardly anything for this project. I love it. Alright, and then you're going to figure out where you're going to put your tape. And we're going to do it right there. So we're going to flatten this down. I'm going to put one on one side and remove the adhesive. And then this one on this side. And remove the adhesive. Line this up. And do the valley fold look so you can get it lined up really, really well. Alright. I'm going to do just like that. And then we're going to do mountain fold, valley fold, and then you have your piece. Okay? So now, how to get it to go from, you're going to want your doily side down like this, and this is when your hot glue gun comes in handy. You're going to take your hot glue and you're going to do a big mound right here. Just a mound of glue, okay? And then you're going to take your rosette and you're going to squish it. You're going to just bring in the centers, and you're going to smush. Sometimes it's takes a little finagling. Okay, so now I get it flat down like that. You see that? Squish it. Okay, start moving it in towards itself. And sometimes if you can get one side down, of course, because I'm doing it on camera. Last night it worked like a charm. And what I'm hot gluing this to my mat, which is a silicone mat by Ranger. And see, I'm pushing that into the hot glue, and it's going to stay. Okay, just like that. Now, because my glue had already started to dry, I'm going to stick a little bit more hot glue in there and push. I'm going to over glue her. So you're just going to let that sit for just a second. It doesn't take very long, just a few seconds, so that the hot glue can solidify. And then we're going to peel it off and stick it onto our ornament, and we're almost done. It's just amazing how quick this little project can come together. So you're going to take your ornament, which is just a snowflake, and we're going to line that up. Let this set for just a little bit. It's really cold here. It's like, it was like, I think 7 degrees this morning. So it's taking a few minutes for the hot glue to solidify. So, I think it's solidified enough that we can pull it off the mat. It's going to pop right off. Maybe. Oh, only because it's on camera. Just trying to release it from the mat. And what's nice is you can pull it right off. See, there we go. I pulled it right off, and it's still, you can still maneuver with it. Okay? But we're going to go ahead and hot glue that right to our snowflake. Alright? And I like to put the glue onto the snowflake, and I usually do around the center point, and then quite a bit in the center here. And then we're going to take this and we're going to just center it on there. Just like that. Now it's going to be a little sticky back here because we did have it on the mat, and it is a snowflake, so there is like little things on the outside. So it's that simple. It's so easy to put together. I love it. And Marion Smith's scrapbook paper romance novel is just so gorgeous, and these flowers come from the romance novel as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to let that set up for just a few minutes. Doesn't take very long. And then you're going to, I think, I'll make this my top. We're going to go ahead and hot glue our flower on. And we're going to set that right in the center, just like that. And sometimes I'll lift that up and I'll put a bunch of hot glue in the center of that gob. And I push down so my flower pops up a little bit. And you just want to hold it for just a few seconds, just so it will set up. Okay? Isn't that pretty so far? It's just gorgeous already. I love it. And all these little flyaways, we'll get rid of those at the end. Alright, so now we're going to set this aside and let that finish setting up. And now we're going to color our leaves. So I'm going to bring in just a piece of scrap just so I don't have to get the whole place messy. You're going to take our Prima leaves, which these are amazing. We're going to take our olive vine, Tattered Angels olive vine, and we're going to just change the color. Now the gold is pretty against that, but I wanted more of a Christmassy color. So, and I went ahead and heat set these first before I put the perfect pearls on. One thing about Prima flowers, it's mulberry paper, so it takes inks and sprays really, really well. Now this is just going to give it like a vintage antique gold kind of a feel. Look how simple that is. We went from a simple gold leaf to a beautiful Christmas green. That easy to alter the Prima flowers. So it didn't have to be a white leaf, it could be any color, and you just add your sprays and it changes colors, and it's so easy. Prima makes the mulberry paper is just so fun to play with. Alright, so those are dry. Now, to save on, I like to save. And I'm going to just snip a piece of that off. Now, I would not throw that away. I would use that in my next project. Because if you turn this around, like that, trim this down just a little bit, you have a leaf. So, we'll put those aside. Bring our flower back in. Now we're going to hot glue. You need to find out where you want to put your leaves. Now, I kind of want my leaves like right here. So, I'm going to stick this big one down first. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue. And cutting the leaf down, it just is, because this is a small project, it saves on, you know, sticking out. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous already. Stick it down. Look how cute. We're almost done. So now we need to grab our little baubles from Prima. And we need to decide on a color. So there's so many luscious colors in here. I used green on this one, which is so pretty. But I think on this one I'm going to use a different color. I was thinking maybe this red. Either this red, and we're just going to hot glue that red right there. Ooh, I kind of like that. Or do I want this color? I think I like the red. Okay. So then we're just going to take this, and you're just going to add hot glue right here to the little chain hanger. Okay, that's all, just the only place you're going to put glue. And you're going to just tuck it up into the leaf and just push. And just leave it there. Just let it sit up. I push right down on my leaf and let it set up. Look how pretty that color is. Now if you want to secure it a little bit better, you can lift it up while it's still solidifying. Stick a little bit of hot glue down there. Not a lot, because you don't want it to be seen from the side of the gem. And then just lay it back down and then just push it in. There you go. Now all you have to do is you can add a pin back to this project. Add a pin back, which will create a pin, and you can stick it on a shirt or a present, or you can hang a string on it and make it turn it into an ornament. So that's it, guys. I just thought I wanted to share real quick a last minute Christmas gift. Beautiful corsage pin to wear. It's going to add sparkle. Grab your favorite paper line, grab some Prima products, and create some stuff. I think it's beautiful. Thanks. Merry Christmas.